What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Couchcast Episode 5. My name is Jason Overfelt. Reach out to the show at facebook.com/couch1gaming. You can find me on Twitter at thejbone29. We're on iTunes. Search Couchcast on the podcast section on iTunes. We're on Libsyn, couchcast.libsyn.com/RSS. So you can ask us any questions, leave any comments, like, subscribe, share our videos, the podcast, whatever you want to do. All in those spots, that's where we're at. So let's get the show started. Man, gaming, big week in gaming. This is when everything starts. Usually Madden signifies the start of the gaming season, really, and then it just hits you with a ton of bricks. Releases. Pretty much got to pick and choose what you're going to play. I mean, I remember back, years ago, you used to be able to play everything. You'd start with Madden, then, a week or two, another game would come out, then, there wasn't so many games, but now you have to pick and choose what you want to play. You can't play everything, and that's hard for me coming from, an old school mentality to where you used to be able to play everything to... It's hard for me to pick and choose exactly what I'm going to play, but that's basically what you have to do now. And, we got hit with a lot of big releases this week, but we'll get into that in a minute. Let's start with the big news topics of the week for me. This week, Yacht Club Games threw out a trailer for Shovel Knight's newest DLC coming soon called Plague of Shadows, and that stars Plague Knight. Man, Shovel Knight, I loved Shovel Knight. I bought it last year for Wii U, beat it on Wii U. When it came out this year on PSN, I got it on PSN. That game is amazing. One of the best games this generation. It's a throwback to like Mega Man, Mario 3, all those great Nintendo side-scrolling shooter games. The game's awesome. And Plague of Shadows looks to continue on what they built with Shovel Knight. You play as Plague Knight. They showed it looks like a lot of similar environments. Plague Knight looks like he's got a whole bunch of different abilities to Shovel Knight. I'm not sure if it's going to be a full-scale size as the original Shovel Knight, but whatever it is, the best part about it's free. If you bought the game, it's free. Supposedly all future content, and there's going to be quite a few DLCs coming out for this, are free if you bought the game, which is amazing. I'm going to buy this game for the third time when the retail release comes out in October. That's how good this game is, and that's how much I want to support Yacht Club Games. Because when you make a game like this and you were going to release free content and free DLC, that's almost unheard of now in this day and age of gaming. So, yeah, that's not the only news that they came out with this week. Shovel Knight's coming out with its own Amiibo. That was dropped Friday on PAX. Oh, man, that's going to be my first Amiibo that I buy is this Shovel Knight Amiibo. It looks amazing. Even though I don't have the Wii U anymore, I'm still going to buy that just to display it somewhere. Probably let my kid play with it or whatever. But what this Amiibo is going to unlock, it's going to unlock a exclusive co-op mode on the Wii U. As well on the 3DS, it's going to unlock exclusive challenge modes. So that's pretty cool. There's also been a rumor that Shovel Knight may actually appear as Smash DLC, which everybody was hoping that would be announced at PAX, but it wasn't. So we're still keeping our fingers crossed for that because Shovel Knight would be an awesome character to have in Smash. But that's pretty much it for the Shovel Knight news. This week, YouTube launched its own gaming app. Pretty much, YouTube Gaming pretty much launched as a brand. They came out with their own apps for phones and stuff, which it seems it's more or less just like a skin of the regular YouTube app. But what it does is you put in all the content you put in, it's strictly search and gaming related content, not other stuff. They started off their YouTube streaming has been in beta for a while, and that officially launched this week. So they're looking to go head to head with Twitch, which is the more competition is always a good thing. So I'm going to be looking to do some YouTube streaming once that comes to PlayStation, hopefully in the next month or two. Definitely. I feel like as someone who's starting up, you could probably have more of an opportunity to get in with YouTube. There's a lot less YouTube streamers than there is Twitch streamers. So that sounds like a pretty good deal. Next up, the sleuths over at NeoGAF have found a new Nintendo patent that was filed. And it's believed by everybody that this possibly could be their next NX console that they hinted at last year. The big thing about this patent is that there is no optical disk drive, and that the controller has a screen on it. So no disc drive and a screen. This smells like their next console to me. I don't know. But what they have found out is that it does have like a card reader kind of. So probably they're going to go back to cards with their next game, similar to like what I'm guessing the 3DS has. Yeah, I can't imagine they're not going to go fully digital with their next console. There's no way in hell that Nintendo would be the last ones to make that full jump to completely digital. Not a chance in hell. But I can totally see this card thing, and I believe those cards can go all the way up to like 64 gigabytes, I believe. So that's plenty of storage to hold like any Nintendo game, Wii U game, whatever. That sounds awesome. That sounds pretty cool. I'm totally in for that. If this is what it is, I'm hoping what Nintendo's next console is kind of like a hybrid home and portable console. They only need one system. They can't support a mobile platform and a home platform. They can't. It's really too hard for anybody. I mean, Sony's even struggled with it, supporting both. Third parties, you separate the third parties, I think, are totally off of Nintendo, except for maybe a few. They're not coming back. They want to make games for Xbox One and PS4. I don't care if Nintendo matches their specs, because it still costs money to port the games over, and people who buy Nintendo consoles typically really don't buy many third-party games for them. They buy them for the Nintendo stuff, and so third parties, it's a waste of their time and money to do it. So the Nintendo's best bet is to make what works for them best. And what I think what works for them is going to work for them best is to have this hybrid console where they're just making games for one system. That's it. Usually, because this whole lifespan, when the 3DS has been hot, the Wii U has been cold. When Wii U games have been coming out, the 3DS has been slowed down. So it's just too hard for them to keep segregating their market. I want one Nintendo system where I get all of Nintendo's games, because people don't need two Nintendo systems. I'm sorry. I bought Smash for 3DS, and I felt like I didn't need to buy it for the Wii U because I had one version of Smash. I had it for 3DS. That was good enough for me. I know the Wii U version is better, but I didn't need two versions of it. So that's kind of where I stand with them. The card reader would be fine. If this thing could play 3DS and Wii U games right off the bat, which it should be able to play 3DS and Wii U games starting off, so you don't have that big of a slump when the system launches, because the Wii U launched, and it had the launch games, and it had a huge gap in software. It took forever to get games for that system. That's one of the many reasons why the Wii U died a slow death. That happens every system. They start off, with their launch lineups, and then you go through a heavy drought. You start off with the backwards compatibility to where it can play 3DS, at least one of the 3DS or Wii U games, if not both. Start off with that, they'll be in good shape. I'm ready for this thing. I hope this thing comes out at least at the very latest by the end of 2016. I'm all in on their next console. Hopefully that's what it is. Up next, Cliff Bleszinski of Gears of War and Unreal Tournament fame unveiled his first game at his new studio, Boss Key. The game is called Lawbreakers. It's a free-to-play arena-based FPS for PC only right now. The trailer looked really good. It's following the lines of a lot of these new shooters that are like class-based. Different players have all different abilities. They can do different things. It's got all kinds of crazy movement, crazy like double jumps all over the place. It looks like possibly some kind of wall running. I'm not sure if it is wall running, but one of the characters was like an assassin and got to shoot out this like crazy like rope, and it like swung from one side of the map to the other. Guns look really awesome. I mean, that seems to be like the latest trend in first-person shooters now, with games like that. Battleborn, Overwatch, those are all on the horizon coming out next year. Is these class-based, multiplayer first-person shooters where everybody's got different abilities. Even like you still saw started with little stuff like Destiny and With these 3 games coming out, that is definitely the current trend in first-person shooters. Even Call of Duty, they've got the specialist classes. Every guy you pick is a different specialist, different abilities. So yeah, that's the big trend in first-person shooters, man. I hope this Lawbreakers. I hope Sony or Microsoft, steps up to the plate and tries to work something out with Boss Key and see if they can get that on one of their consoles, because that game looks really cool. I don't know. Right now it's PC only, but I got to imagine that somebody's gonna step up and snag that for one of the systems. Now for some freebies. September is on the horizon, and we've got our Games with Gold and PS Plus games announced for September. Let's start with Games with Gold. Xbox One is going to get The Deer God in September 1st, and Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. Tomb Raider is a fantastic game. I played the Definitive Edition. It's really good. That's a great game. I can't wait for the sequel this year. By now, most people have probably played that game, but anybody who hasn't, they'll get it's a great game. Give it a shot. The game that I'm really excited about in that lineup is The Deer God. That is like it's an atmospheric type platformer. At least that's what they describe it as. You play as a deer. You're running around. You're all kinds of different environments. Looks like you're fighting all kinds of creatures. Looks like there's humans in it. That game just looks really, really interesting, and I believe it's gotten fairly decent reviews too. So, yeah, that looks really good. And up for PlayStation Plus for September, PS4 is getting Grow Home. That was the game that was voted on by the PlayStation fans. One of 3 games that they had the chance to vote on for the next September's free PS Plus game, and everybody picked Grow Home. That was released earlier this year on PC. It's by Ubisoft, and it looks really good. It looks like almost like a 3D type platformer game. You play as a robot looking for a special plant to save his home world or whatever. It looks almost like the Disney or the Pixar movie Robbie. Is that the movie? No, I don't think it's Wall-E. Wall-E, that's what it is. Yeah, that's a great movie. But that kind of seems that's the premise of that movie almost. So I mean, that's what it seems like. It looks really good. It's gotten really good reviews. That's really looks like it's going to be a good little game. The other PS4 game, Super Time Force Ultra, that is like a side-scrolling shooter with some crazy time mechanics. You can rewind time and pop in another character, so you can have like 2 characters, 3 characters, multiple characters playing. It's a crazy game. I played it last year on Xbox One. I thought it was pretty cool. It didn't totally click with me, but it's a solid game. Also on this list, PS4 is getting Tesla Grad. I've never played it before. It looks like a side-scrolling puzzle platformer. Looks all right. I'll probably give that a shot. And also, PS4 and PS Vita are getting Zeo Drifter. Now, this is a game I've been looking at for a while. This was released 2 years ago, something like that, on the 3DS. It's by the same people that have made Mutant Mudds, which is a fantastic game. It's like it's a Metroidvania type game, but you could also has like Mutant Mud's ability to go in and out of the background and foreground. Looks really cool. I'm definitely looking to get my hands on that. That game looks like it is a perfect PS Vita game. I love playing like the smaller indie side scrollers on Vita. That's a great platform to play those on. Also, PS Vita is getting La Mulana EX. That looks almost like Spelunky, pretty much. I'm not sure if it's how do you call it? The fucking random levels. Whatever. I forgot what the hell that is. What that mechanic's called. Randomly generated levels. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not sure if that's like that or if it's more of a story based game. But it looks like, from what I've seen, it plays like Spelunky. And for everything that I've read and heard on the internet, that it is a pretty good game. So that's a damn good lineup of free games. That one of the best things about this gen, if you get in and gaming, you got you have to get either Games with Gold or PS Plus, whichever system you have, or if you have both. Oh, they offer incredible value with the free games. This month is going to be a great month for both systems. I'm interested in trying out most of these games on here. Let's get into what I am playing. It's been a busy week for me as far as playing games. Trying to bounce between stuff here and there. Last week I got my hands on the Madden EA Access trial. I went and bought that. And Until Dawn Tuesday at Best Buy. And I have not even popped Madden in yet, which is so disappointing. I've been wanting to build my Ultimate Team and start playing that, and I have not had the chance to play that. I got the Ultimate Edition for an extra $10, in which you get, I think it's $40 or $50 worth of Ultimate Team packs spread out over like 12, 16 weeks, and have not even started that yet. But I'm looking to start that this week. I'm going to be doing Madden Mondays and possibly midweek Madden, probably on Wednesdays, maybe. But at the very least, I'll be doing Monday with Madden Mondays, where I'm going to be opening packs, building my Ultimate Team, and playing one or two of the solo challenges or solo games on Madden, and maybe doing a little bit of draft champions too. So look for that in the future. But since I didn't get what I have been playing, other than not been playing Madden, is I've been mostly been playing Until Dawn. That is fantastic game. Holy shit. People get so caught up on like value and gaming, how many hours you're supposed to get for $60, or replayability, or what a game is supposed to be like. And Until Dawn just totally throws that model out the window. It's a cinematic, like Heavy Rain style, the Telltale style of games where you're just basically walking around and clicking on stuff, and there'll be some quick time events, but it's more story based than anything. And oh man, this totally brings out like the 90s, early 2000s teen slasher flick vibe. The graphics in it are fantastic. Oh, the character models are great. Backgrounds. The acting is really good in it. It's got some really well known actors in it and actresses. Yeah, I think I'm through chapter 3 in that, probably about 3 hours into it. That game is so good. And from everything that I've read is that I think there is eight characters, and they can either all end up dead, all end up alive, or a whole different combination. So like, what you do choose to do in this game has a real effect on the outcome of what your outcome in the game is going to be, which it's an awesome game for Let's Plays. I think there's going to be people that are going to be definitely replaying it to see like how the other scenarios work out, what you have to do differently to save certain people. Yeah, what else? Man, I'm trying to think of what else great I can say. I like the game. It's really, really good. I mean, I've heard it's anywhere 8 to 12 hours long, which I'm totally fine. After going through all these open world games, it's so nice and refreshing to have a nice linear path, and not have to just search for random BS and just be fed a nice story there's some nice jump scares in there. Oh man, I mean, this game is blown up, and the sad part about it is that Sony's put like no marketing behind it. This game has like been like a stealth release by them. I'm not sure if they didn't think it was going to be good or what, but I hope that it really does well, and I think from what I've heard, it's supposedly there's been rumors that it's been sold out in Canada or the UK, one or the other. Hopefully it charts on MPD. That would be really awesome. To see a game like this do really well is really good for the industry, I think. So you're not, not every fucking game is an open world game, because we need variety in games. We can't just have the same fucking shit coming out every week. And this, I'm keeping this game. I'm not trading it in. I'm gonna keep it, and I might even replay it to see what else I can do. And if you have girlfriends or significant others, boyfriends, whatever, that aren't into games, I think this is actually a game that can get someone who's not into games actually, because it's more of like it's a cinematic experience. So yeah, I'm all on board on that. I'm going to be playing that for the next week or two, probably, maybe even longer. In between sessions of that, out of nowhere, I just felt like racing. So I booted up the Drive Club PS Plus edition, and that game has been hit or miss by a lot of people. I've really liked what I've played of it. I played a little bit of it about a month and a half ago, and I haven't played it since. I booted it up, and it's the perfect game for me right now, because I don't want I love Forza Horizon. I beat that game. I loved the first one. The second one, I started it up. I played quite a bit of it. Played about 5-10 hours of it. And it's a great game. Don't get me wrong. It is a great game. I really like it. It's just I don't want to have to navigate, drive around an open world here to find races. This thing is perfect for me. The Drive Club is perfect. You start, you find a race, you pick the race, you go into the race, you race. There's no going around an open world. It gives you, it goes on a star-based system, so each race has objectives that you want to earn in each race in order to get so many stars, and stars unlock further progressions. It's streamlined. I love that. There's no upgrading your cars in there, which some people might think that that's a bad thing. I don't. Not every game has to be Gran Turismo or Forza. I think a game like this, where everybody's on an even playing field, you don't have to upgrade your cars. It's just all about your driving. That's awesome. The game is very difficult. I will say that, at least for me. I think the game is very difficult. It's not easy. It's got that Tony Hawk factor, to where when you start sessions of Tony Hawk, if you don't get your perfect trick lineup, you're constantly restarting over and restarting. And so the same with this thing. As soon as you mess up, you might as well just restart. Which it doesn't take long to get back into to restart. It's pretty much right instantly. Yeah, I love that. And the PS Plus edition, they give you a ton of content in the PS Plus edition. Enough for me. So once I'm going to run through this PS Plus edition of Drive Club, and maybe I'll buy the full game and the season pass. We'll see. But yeah, I really like that. I've been playing a lot more of Disney Infinity 2.0. God, I feel like this podcast is going to start becoming like a Disney Infinity podcast. I beat the main story, the Avengers story today with Iron Man, and looking to upgrade those characters. Man, that game has some of the best and most rewarding progression systems in a game, where you upgrade your characters and you actually feel the improvements of your characters with either building more powerful attacks, or just getting new abilities, and it just makes you want to keep playing it. I want to keep upgrading my characters up. I want to play through all the characters that I have and upgrade all of them. The main story mode, the gameplay isn't all that great. It's serviceable. It's all right, but just it's something about that game that makes you want to keep playing it. And I think it's that rewarding progression system that you don't find in many other games. It's fantastic. And today, Infinity 3.0 was released. So I took a trip down to my local Best Buy, where I had the Star Wars Saga pre-ordered. I got that. The Star Wars Saga comes with the Rise of the Empire starter set, which is the original trilogy, and it comes with the Clone Wars playset. So I popped in the Rise Against the Empire playset, played about a half hour of that, and wow, that is a huge upgrade over 2.0. The graphics look better, the control, it seems like it controls better, and it's Star Wars, so you can't. If you're a Star Wars fan, you cannot go wrong with this. That game is going to be. I'm taking up a lot of time I could see for the next couple months, probably playing that. Picked up a few extra characters. Picked up Yoda. Picked up San Flynn from Tron that you can use in the toy box mode. Got my kid like Mickey, the Mickey 3.0 character, and the Snowman from Frozen character. Some of the power discs, but holy crap, man. I could see myself playing that for an endless amount of time. That game, I couldn't believe I've never played those before, the Infinity games. I'm hooked. I'm hooked on those. It was hilarious. I tweeted out earlier today. I feel like this old 33-year-old guy is going to Target, or not Target, Best Buy, and spending $200 on video game toys. Oh God! Hey, it's fun to be a grown up and have money and be able to buy the toys you want. It's so much fun, that game. But that's pretty much mostly what I've been playing this week. Next week, mostly a lot of the same stuff until dawn. I'm determined to get that Madden package open and start having Madden Mondays this coming up week. So definitely be playing some of that. More Infinity 3.0 and 2.0, maxing out my characters. And then, Metal Gear Solid 5 comes out Tuesday. Wow, yeah. So, feel bad for that, but that's going to get put to the side for quite a while. I want to run through Ground Zeroes again, because when I beat Ground Zeroes, I was on Xbox One, and I got the Phantom Pain for PS4. So, I want to run through Ground Zeroes on PS4 and get 100% that before I start the Phantom Pain. But from all the reviews that have come in, the Phantom Pain has been getting 9s and 10s off the board. I mean, everybody's been praising the hell out of the game. So I have a fantastic game sitting there in my backlog to go at once I'm done messing around with this Disney Infinity addiction that I'm starting to have right now. I totally see how people have gotten on the Amiibo addiction with collecting all these Amiibos and whatnot, because the characters, at least for Infinity, are fantastic looking too. That's what's great about it. The character models in the game and the actual characters are fantastic looking. That's going to do it for this week's episode of the Couchcast. Thanks for listening to last week's episode, and make sure to like, subscribe, and share the videos, and rate us, give us a rating on iTunes, leave comments on iTunes. That's it. See you guys next week.